Good day to everyone who are watching this video. Welcome you all to my fun and fascinating world of maths. Maths is everywhere around us. We should understand and try to implement it in our daily lives. Now, let us understand one of the most important and interesting concepts of mathematics without which today's world is not possible. You might be wondering what this is. Well, maybe you would have thought that it's just a piece of art. Of course you were right, but this represents one of the most recognized mathematical constants of the world, which is nothing but pi. When I say pi, I don't mean the pi that we enjoy eating occasionally, but I mean the pi used in mathematics to calculate the area and circumference of circles. And another fun fact about pi is that the value of pi, that is 3.14, when written backwards, it looks as if PIE, that is the pi which I mentioned earlier. Approximate value of pi is 3.14. When I say approximate, I mean that because value of pi is irrational. Irrational means the decimal places are never ending and also they are non-repeating. Therefore, calculating the value of pi is considered a digital cardiogram. That is, even for computers, it is a nearly impossible task to calculate the value of pi. There is a record of calculating 12.1 trillion digits of pi in 2014. Now coming back to this loop. Here I have written the approximate value of pi, that is up to 18 decimal places. And also I have given the color pattern for 1 to 9 digits, and according to the colors and the decimal places of pi, I have made this loop. Therefore, this loop represents the value of pi up to 18 decimal places. And also, there is something called Pi Day, which is celebrated every year on 14th of March. The reason why it is celebrated on 14th of March because March being the third month of the year, 14th of March represents the approximate value of pi, that is 3.14. And this also happens to be the birthday of one of the most well-known genius of the world, Albert Einstein. So in this video, let's learn more about this mathematical constant. So we have a circle here and I have divided the circle into 22 equal parts. Now we know that the circumference is of 22 parts. Now let's see how many parts does the diameter cover among the 22. I have measured the diameter. I'm going to cut it. Now keeping it at the first part, I'm going to check how many parts does the diameter cover in the circumference. It's exactly 7 parts. From this we can come to a conclusion that the ratio between the diameter and the circumference is 7:22. In other words, we can say that the ratio between the circumference and the diameter is 22/7. Approximately, this value will be 3.14. Irrespective of the size of the circle, the ratio between its circumference and the diameter is always 22/7 or 3.14. Let's take out some real-life examples. So, for the first object, I have a cycle rim here. Now first, let's measure the circumference of the rim and then the diameter and divide the both and find if the value is equivalent or approximately 3.14. First, I am measuring the circumference. I'm cutting out it and using an inch tape, I'm going to measure it. Measure it. Okay, till here it's 150 and 27 centimeters. So 150 plus 27, it is 177 centimeters. Now let's measure the diameter. So it's exactly 56 centimeters. So when we divide the circumference by the diameter, we get the value 3.16, which is approximately equivalent to 3.14. We have this circular piece of magnet. Now measure its circumference. So we get 18 centimeters. Now the diameter. We get 5.7 centimeters. Now, when we divide 18 by 5.7, we get a value that is 3.15, which is approximately 3.14. From these two experiments, we understand that, irrespective of the size of the circle, the ratio between the circumference and the diameter is always constant or same. This ratio is called as the pi, which is approximately 3.14 or 22 by 7. So now, let's check out another way of calculating pi other than circumference by diameter. This is generally called as calculating pi using infinite series. This infinite series is called as Vivekanand series. For this formula, we have to take 3 first and start alternating between adding and subtracting fractions with numerators of 4 and denominators that are the product of 3 consecutive integers. These integers change from fraction to fraction. But remember, the last integer of the denominator of the first fraction comes as the first integer of the denominator of the following fraction. So basically, this 3 is the whole number of the value of pi, and all this calculations is just done for calculating the decimal places of pi. This 0.14159 is the approximate value of pi. So now, let's calculate the formula that I showed previously. So I have cancelled the numerator and denominator to make my process simple. The first two subdivisions, when you simplify, we get the answer 4 by 30. Now 4 by 30 plus 1 by 84 gives me the value 61 by 420. Now 61 by 420 minus of 1 by 180 will give me the value 176 by 1260. Now 176 by 1260 plus 1 by 330 will give us the value 19780 by 138600, which when written in decimals will be 0.1427. One thing we have to remember is that the accuracy of the value will be attained by repeating the steps again and again. So I have done 5 times the process, I got this value. Maybe if I had perhaps repeated the step for 6th or 7th time, I would have got a more accurate value of pi. So the final calculation will be, I'll just have to add the 3 with 0.1427, which will give me the value 3.1427. The constant pi helps us understand our universe with greater clarity. The definition of pi inspired a new notion of the measurement of angles and a new unit of measurement. Understanding concepts of maths is not at all a difficult job. It just becomes a piece of cake or perhaps a piece of pie when we analyze it and do it ourselves practically. Thank you so much for watching my video. Hope you enjoyed.